Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have my friend Breeny Lee. So today we're going to be talking to you guys about
expectations versus reality.
relationships. I'm saying we have this conversation because my bae has a bae.
Finally. It's been a long time coming.
Right. So yeah, so today that's what we're going to be talking about, and I tried to structure it but it's not really working, so we're just going to talk.
Conversation.
We're just going to talk and
like homies.
Yeah.
This is my girl from Day Dot. She was my best friend and my ex-best friend and my best friends again.
Wow.
We need to do a video on that on your channel on friendship.
Should we?
Yeah, we should.
We'll do a video. We'll do a video on the rocky relationships between Vivian and where we are now. Anyways, so relationships, reality versus expectation. And I think the reason why I really wanted to talk about this subject is because I feel like a lot of us have fairy tale ideas about what relationships are, and when you're actually met with the reality, it kind of spins you, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you kind of get into this space where you start thinking, oh my gosh,
she's not supposed to be like this.
yeah. And you try and make your reality fit into the fantasy in your head, and you wind up actually doing more damage in that way. So I wanted to open it up by asking Breeny a few questions, and we're just gonna flow. We'll see what happens. So what's love?
What's love got to do with it? What's love?
What's love?
What is love? To me, love is sacrifice, putting the needs of others above your own. That's the way that I would describe it.
Can somebody love you and not sacrifice though?
No.
Why not?
Because love is an action word. It's a doing word. It's not just I love you, but I'm not gonna do anything for you. I'm gonna put myself before you, but I love you. Can you feel my love? Then you experience love by what people do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone can tell you all day, I love you, I love you, I love you, and you sit there and like you're sitting there, you're at home doing.
What about if I love you but I can't do nothing for you? Is that not love? Like for example, I'm bedbound.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love you, but I cannot physically do anything.
That's
for
circumstantial though, and that happens, right? But some people aren't bedbound and they just don't. They hate. Sorry, I'm gonna bleep that out.
Yeah. So love is sacrifice.
Yeah. What's love to you?
I don't know. What is love to me?
Wow.
Wow. I think love is a choice. For me, love is a choice, and I think especially when you
Wow.
I think especially when you've been in a relationship for a long time, I think it has to be a choice, because so many things happened along the way and you have to consciously make the decision to choose the person you're with.
Yeah. Every
single day, every single time. And I think
love is a chore.
No.
That's what she meant. Love is a chore.
No, love is a choice. Listen, I'm gonna put this in my house. It's like, honestly, I think love is a choice. Love is a choice to consciously choose that person regardless of what's good or bad about them. It's consciously making a choice with your eyes open, acknowledging where the person is today and choosing to love that person. I think oftentimes,
as in accepting them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oftentimes I think we can get caught up with the idea of who someone can become.
Yeah, or who they're supposed to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the potential, or what we think,
what we envision them to be.
Yeah, exactly. I think having certain expectations of ideas about relationship, when you're in it, you can unintentionally try and mold them and push someone into that framework so that it fits into what you want.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think that's
it's manipulation at the end of the day.
I know, that's what the Bible says.
It's witchcraft.
Are you manipulating your bae today? You might want to check your
But I feel like that comes into play when like we look at other people's relationships, or we're comparing, or we're looking at social media and like Russell Wilson does this for Sierra, or Sierra does this for Russell Wilson, or Taylor and her man have sex 3 3 times a day. You know what I mean? Like when you start comparing your relationships to someone else's, like that's when you don't start to appreciate the beauty of your own relationship. And I think in this day and age, we have to remember that our relationship is our relationship, and you can't compare it to anyone. And I think a lot of women especially do that. A lot of women compare their man to other people's mans and stuff like that because of the fantasy of but the thing is, like, what people show you on social media isn't 100% the truth.
It's not the full truth.
It's not the full story.
It's the edited reality.
It's only like segments of their life. Everything's not roses. Like it isn't.
And I think I was thinking about something this morning when I was thinking about this topic, and I was thinking about, I really want our generation, because we're exposed to so much, and overexposed, and I think I really want us to be careful in where we take our relationship advice from, because boy, Instagram,
oh my god, there's so much.
Instagram be telling you, Instagram actually just copies and pastes from Twitter, but Twitter specifically is like,
everyone's a relationship guru.
Everybody knows left, right, from center. And I think one of the key things I was really thinking about this morning, I think it's so important to learn to draw out principles from what someone is saying, from how they actually say it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think people talk about relationships from a particular angle, and you might want to take exactly as that information and you try and apply it. It may not work. It may not work.
Yeah, because that person is speaking from their personal experience. That's what a lot of people do, especially like relationship coaches. They'll say, because this is my worldview, this is what I feel. There's one guru that I used to love back in the day, but now I don't really agree with him. And it's like, he's like talking about things like their truth, and like even my mum watched one of his videos and she was like, oh yeah, he said this, and I'm like, that's not true. Like that's not.
But that's what I'll say. Opinion,
it's opinion.
Opinion is not truth.
It's not fact.
In that way, like, well, it can be the truth, but it's not factual. And you have to remember, it's very much limited to that person's experience, perception, and exposure. Do you know what I mean? What they've gone through kind of molds their ideas of the world, their relationships and stuff like that. And I think it's important to be able to draw out principles.
Wow, I was interrupted. Sorry, it just came to me. Sorry, go on.
Go on, carry on.
No, what he was. I had an example of what I just remembered what he was saying. He was saying that it takes men 2 years. It takes men 2 years to know if you're the one, or it takes men 2 years.
You know that?
It takes men 2 years to fall in love, because most men are immature, kind of thing. I'm like,
but this is, do you know, this whole concept of like men being more mature and women being men being immature and women being more mature. Do you know it's not scientifically proven?
But it's not even true in this reality, because I know some girls that aren't mature, they're not ready for a relationship, and I know guys that get with girls that aren't ready for a relationship, and they just mess up their lives. Like, I've heard so much more stories about that these days, and it's like, you think men, that you can't generalize. You just can't generalize.
And I think for me, I really want to say, date the person you're with, not who you think they are. Do you get what I'm saying? And date them
as a man. Or date them as a man.
Date them as an individual and as who they are. And I think it's very important, whenever anyone gives you any relationship advice, even listening to us, pull out the principle and customize it. Because I think like people try to have this one size fits all approach. People, the humanity is full of different people, different ranges, different personalities, different people coming from different walks of life,
different backgrounds,
backgrounds and walks of life. So you can't just take one idea and try and plaster it across the board to everybody. It's not going to work. And I think one thing I'm learning, that for so long I tried to be fair. And I'm talking about friendship fair. Like, I tried to be fair to all my friends. I actually had to learn, no, fairness actually doesn't work. You have to be just. Do you know what I mean?
It's like God though, isn't it? God's not fair, but he's just.
You have to be just in that. Actually, just because, for example, I posted a picture of Breeny today, I'm gonna now post a picture of all my friends. But I had to learn, actually no, I'm going to learn to love you with your love language. Do you know what I mean? You might like quality time. You might like for me to, buy you something. So I'm going to love you in that. And it might not work for the other person, but it might work for you. Do you get what I'm saying? I think one thing I used to do is try to be fair and just if I'm buying Breeny a sock, I'm buying all my friends' socks. So that nobody looks around and kind of feels jealous. But I forgot my point. What was I saying?
I don't know. You're talking about.
I was trying to
relationships.
I was trying to make a point on
one size all.
Yeah, not one size fits all.
Yeah.
And being customizing
the advice to your situation,
to your reality, and more or less learn from the person you're with. And I saw something on Twitter about something teaching someone to love you.
What, you teach a man how to love you?
Yeah, and I was like, but it's not about teaching a man, it's teaching a person. I think often when you put the man gender into the whole teaching element,
that's your son. That ain't your man, that's your son.
No, I think we all have to teach each other how to love us.
Yeah, I think you can demonstrate or show people this is the way that I receive love. Yeah. But it's not so much like I need to teach you how to love me. Yeah. Because if a man is attentive to you, he will pick up the things that you like, and then he'll start to maneuver. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone that's listening, isn't it?
Yeah. Alright, what was you saying?
So I wanted to ask, so obviously we're looking at reality versus expectation. I wanted to ask, so for somebody who wants to have realistic expectations, right? Let's start with the element of what should you be looking at when you're sourcing out? Sourcing out, that's not even the word, is it? When you're dating. What should you be looking at for in terms of who is suitable? I was gonna say good enough. Who is suitable for you to be in a committed relationship? Yeah,
I would say character. Character doesn't lie. Character is consistent. If someone's a douchebag, they're a douchebag, right? And don't expect them to be nice to you, because they may be nice to you. Like, let's say you go out to eat and the guy is like talking rude about the waiter, he's being rude, it's like obnoxious, and he turns around, like, just because he's being nice to you at that point, his true colours gonna come out. He's only doing that because he's trying to impress you.
That I've learned.
The way people treat other people is the way they're gonna treat you. Eventually. So always look out for that. And the character is the most important. And I feel like when I got to a place when I put character above looks, put character above money, character above all these other material things, or things that we say, oh, I need this in my man, I want this in my man. When I put character,
what were some of the
good characteristics?
No, the things you used to prefer above character.
Humor.
Really?
Yeah, humor, if you can make me laugh. Swag, and just being like
really
boasty, like just like that attitude.
Did
like
you say boasty?
Boasty.
Really?
Yeah.
You used to like that?
Yeah, there's people that are show off. You can tell by my track record.
I know.
Yeah, just like guys that are just like showy.
Really? There's some stuff that make me cringe.
Yeah, I know. That's why me and you're different. Really? But for me, that was like endearing to me.
You found it attractive?
Yeah, attractive, but it always end up to be like.
So doesn't that kind of tie in with like girls who like bad boys?
Yeah.
Good rap.
Yeah. And it's usually those people that have the worst character, but because they're doing something for you, it's exciting. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a bit like, oh, this is
bringing you vibe.
Yeah. but it's so temporary. And it's only a matter of time when that goes sour, and like that's usually what happened. Yeah. So when I started to think like, okay, like the way that I actually got to really, the way that I found or got to a place where I was ready for
character,
a guy, is I had this friend who was just like, I started to be in awe of his character. Not that I didn't fancy him anyway at all, but his substance, it was just like, this is what women need. Like the way that he talks, the way he communicates. I was like, this person is like a person of substance. And like, looks are very important. To be attracted to someone is really, really important. Very important. You can't dismiss that at all. But character is the most important thing when you're looking for someone. The way that they treat you, the way that they present themselves, the way that they are at their core. Because I'm all about authenticity. You can't lie to me. Like, you can't try and deceive me.
You can't fake the soul.
You can't fake it. So it comes out.
I think off the back of that, I think that's why you and I were so different. I kind of didn't understand some of her choices, because I come from the other end of it. So for me, like, having money doesn't really appeal to me. Do you know what I mean? I've learned as an adult, adulthood. As an adult, you need money, right? I've learned that. You know, having suave, having suave or being bossy, whatever, as Breeny would put it. Something like that, I found it cringy.
Yeah.
And I think just because you can make me laugh doesn't mean you can keep me interested. And I think that's where we differed. And we used to like go back and forth a lot on like, you know, dating stuff.
I think I actually have a video and it's called Don't Be Shallow, and why you shouldn't date hot guys because they're hot.
I'm gonna link it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I realized I was very, very shallow. Like, and at the time I didn't realize, but the things that would turn me on were very like surface,
right?
Which is why nothing ever stuck, and I wasn't actually pursuing character. And so yeah, I think that's probably why it was different. I think Vivian's always been a lot more mature since she's like 5 years older than me.
Whoa, don't listen to her. I'm not 5 years older.
Don't listen to her.
Don't age me.
Don't listen to her.
Don't flip and age me on my channel. Oh, right.
No, I mean, like, obviously like, I've always been like younger, and I've always been like, I guess looking back now, like obviously like a little bit immature.
But do you know what I think you've had a lot of emotional maturity from earlier.
Yeah.
I think when we do the friendship video, we'll cover some of it. And I think I've always felt like, okay, you possess a lot of emotional maturity.
Emotional intelligence.
Intelligence, that's it. I think she's always been open with her emotions, but I think, anyways, it's a therapy for Breeny. Let's not do that. But yeah, I think for me, I don't know if this comes from my relationship with my dad, or I think it comes from my relationship with my dad. I think where I've always been so steady, always had a sure thing, and always had like, I think I'm so grounded in my dad's love that I just kind of like, when someone comes towards me, I kind of look for that. Like how steady is what you're bringing to me. And I think that's the reason why I know that it's very easy for me to come off a guy. I can look at you today and find you attractive, but by tomorrow I'm over it. And I think it's very hard, and that's due to the fact that I'm looking up for a particular thing. That's
you have a prototype. So whereas with me, I never had a example of a father in my life. So therefore I didn't have anyone to compare the guys that I was bringing into my life. So it was like, it was only what I was attracted to that I was like interested
kind of sense of the quality of the love.
So there was no one to be like, oh, is this person a good person or not? Like I had no one to compare the person to. So it was kind of like just how I felt, I guess.
Now that you're in a relationship, right, how has this reality really differed from what you thought it would be? What are some of the ideas that you had?
It's actually a lot more amazing than I actually thought it was, to be honest.
Oh, really?
I'm not gonna lie,
Breeny's like, in love. There's love and there's Breeny. See, listen to
your honeymoon period. Vivian's like, yeah, it's on the way wrong.
I'm just enjoy it. Waiting for her to clock out. How has it differed? So obviously you said it's a lot more amazing than you imagined.
Yeah, I think like you have an idea of like what it will be like, but it's like sometimes
full. I feel like your heart is full.
Yeah, it's like my heart is full. Like, so it's like it's more than what I can imagine, and sometimes I literally like pinch myself because it's like it's so weird, and I can't remember the times when I used to wish for what I had then. So it's like all I can do is like just appreciate the moment and like thank God, because I thank God all the time. I thank him, I thank like God for bringing him into my life, because I always feel like it was worth the wait. Like it was worth me waiting for this person. But expectation versus reality.
What are some of the things that I've been like, oh damn, like in terms of reality versus what you thought it would be in your head?
Okay, this is a funny story, and I hope he doesn't mind me sharing this. But we was having like a disagreement one day, and I was thinking to myself like, you're so sensitive. And then God said to me, I felt like God said to me, well, you asked for somebody that is just like you, so here you go. And I literally laughed, and I literally made up with him like straight away, because I was like, no, that's actually really true, right? And so it's like the things that you say that you want in a person, in reality, sometimes you don't realize that the thing that you've been asking for is the thing that you have now, but now it's really annoying. Now it's like frustrating to you, but like you have to appreciate that. I feel like for me, like it's about appreciating the fact that person doesn't mean you harm if they're saying something that you don't necessarily like.
Yeah.
And I think relationships show you literally who you are, like a mirror.
Yep.
And like it's really uncomfortable most of the time. And like most of the time you want to like defend your case and
but
like
I feel
whatever.
like that's the go-to for most people though. Most people
you feel attacked.
are naturally on the defense.
Yeah.
The moment you're pulled up about something.
Because do you know what it is? Because like you know, like they know you, like they know you deeply, and like you don't want anyone to see it. You don't want anyone else.
Yeah.
I think it's because you know that they're telling the truth. That's it. Like deep down, because they see you so closely, you're like, okay, they're telling you the truth, but you ain't trying to hear that.
Yeah.
If someone else said from outside, you'd be like, yeah, whatever, bye. Like you can't actually, like, you can't get away from like
the reality
of like, yeah.
I feel like I don't know if I've had any fantasies about relationships. Sometimes.
No, she never fantasized about relationships.
I feel like sometimes I do feel like what's wrong with me? Like I don't know if it's because I didn't have enough time to fantasize.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Because I don't think I have any ideas.
But I also feel like you're very rational.
Really?
You're rational about things.
Yeah, I'm rational about too many damn things.
Yeah,
I'm in boxes.
Yeah, so it's like not that you're not emotional, not that you don't have emotions, but you're more rational and less emotional.
Yeah.
So therefore you're not like
going to have super fluffy ideas about stuff.
Yeah.
And I think where other girls are like in love with, let's not even talk about that, like having children and babies and marriage. I'm just like, I'm gonna pull out the spreadsheet and show you the cost of a wedding and the cost of having children over the years and that. Like, yeah, God's working on me though.
But I think, like you said, you didn't have time to fantasize and to really like not that there wasn't a longing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't a longing because it wasn't long.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, being single for 12 years is always on my mind. Like, when am I gonna meet this person?
Yeah.
What do they look like?
Yeah.
Where am I gonna meet them? It's because it was so unknown and it wasn't happening for me straight away.
Yeah.
I had that time to be like, oh my god,
to fantasize.
But the good thing about that is now I appreciate him because also the fact that I've dated other people and
too many frogs.
So many frogs, and then it's like now you have the prince. Now it's like now I'm grateful. Do you know what I mean? I think that really helps me to be like grateful about it, even when we have like disagreements or whatever.
I think it's easier for you to come back down.
Yeah, I'm just
even
like
I saw them on it's a Sunday, like, and Breeny was just like, ooh, talk to him, and I spoke to him, and I think she was able to come around so quickly and just be nice. Whereas if that was me now, hey, we'll still be there today.
Do you know what I feel like as well, and one tip as well for people that are in relationships, like you need to be with your friend, like your best friend, because sometimes when he's annoying me and like I don't feel like the lovely feelings, or when we're having a disagreement or an argument, I can't wait till the disagreement's over so I can have my friend back, because like now I'm just here mad and I'm angry. Why am I angry? Like can we get back to normal kind of thing? So it's like I don't want things to long out, and one thing that we really we're mastering is communication. So we don't leave a disagreement longer than a day. So like it may take a few hours, but at the end of the day we're going to resolve this because we're going to talk about it. And it's like in relationships one person has got to like give, because like
it has to be both ways though.
Yeah, but sometimes the one person's been wrong, so that person, not that they have a right, but they have been wrong,
should
so
justify it.
They kind of have the justification even though it's not right. But when that other person comes and then apologizes, then it kind of softens that person up and it's like, okay, I'm also sorry for my part that I played in it. So that's what I mean, like give and take. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sometimes you're both wrong and you both need to humble yourself. Like that's why I always talk about like humility in relationships. No, because if you're both selfish and if you're both like, no, you hurt me, but you hurt me, like someone's got to back down, otherwise y'all gonna break up. Someone's got to back down, like, and that's why I always like, even sometimes when I'm not in the wrong, I just have to humble myself, because I'm like, the relationship is more important than this argument, because most of the time it's irrelevant after it passes. Like we'll be having an argument, and then we just start joking about something that it's like, it's not that deep. I think like it's never that deep. When you're with someone and you've chosen to be with someone, like I said, love is a choice. You've chosen to be with someone, it's like, okay, this is like something that we have to get over, but it's not something that's going to be like, oh well, that's it then. But saying that, because I think like as human beings we have fight, flight, or freeze. Those are our modes of actions. And sometimes, and I recognize in myself that my way of dealing with things is to fly. And so I just shut down. I'm just like, I'm not doing this. I'm like, sometimes I'm like, so why am I even here? That's like, I automatically go to like, well, if you don't like it, then go. Like that, I'm kind of like that. If you don't like it, then
I think I used to have that. I think I used to have a bit of flight in me. Yeah. And I used to be like, well, it's time to break up.
Well, what you looking at?
Well, my time is up, son. Your time is up. Yes, I think I genuinely like used to have that in me. Yeah. And I had to learn, because I think when you get into that place where every time there's a big issue, you're like, okay, the relationship is over.
Yeah,
it's not good, because I think what that does is detrimental to the other person. Yeah. Because you start to kind of make them feel disposable.
Yeah.
And it makes them feel like you're not committed to them.
Yeah.
And it's not a good behavior to have. And I think for me, historically, I don't know, where did I get that behavior? I turned into like eject. And I think I've worked very hard. Run, abort mission. And I think I had to work very, very hard to calm myself in the heat of things.
In the moment, yeah.
To like breathe and be like, okay, I'm still committed to this person. I still like this person. I still want to.
I feel like I always feel like I need a minute. I will always say this, I need a minute. I need a minute. I'm like, I need a minute.
Yeah. I don't do that.
Like, I can't right now, like, because you'll get my wrath. If I talk, you'll get this wrath. I was like, I need a minute. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Or I just feel like this is too much. Like, this is like ridiculous. And I'm just like, okay.
And I think for me also, okay, this is a key point. I really wanted to talk about dating as Christians. Okay. And I think that is such an essential part that I want to cover. Okay.
Do you want to read the tweet?
What tweet? Oh, there was a tweet. this. Okay. Anyways, there was a tweet basically, and basically this guy was basically saying that, I'm paraphrasing. If you see this, I'm sorry, I'm just paraphrasing. That dating can be draining, but having Christ in the center makes it less draining. Something along those lines. And I think I really didn't like that. Although it's a good idea to present it that having Christ in your relationship makes everything, actually doesn't. I don't think having Christ in your relationship makes everything nice automatically. No. Do you know what I mean? I think the human dysfunctions and the issues that we come with as people still exist, because we are a work in progress as Christians. God is still working in us. God is still teaching us to unlearn, teaching us to grow, teaching us to reflect Him. So in that process of unlearning and learning how to be Christ-like, and also learning to love somebody else and be with somebody else, there's gonna be issues. Do you know what I mean? It can get draining. And I think I really want Christian girls, boys to have realistic expectations of dating other Christians. And I think for me, I feel like dating a non-Christian was less stressful, to be quite honest.
No, I don't think it's just the fact that he was non-Christian. I think he wasn't the one.
You think so?
Yeah, obviously. Like, now you're actually working, this is a serious relationship, like, you're actually working towards something, like both of you working towards something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's probably why.
I think,
that's probably why. But I will go actually.
Actually, remember we was talking about my fantasies on ideals.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the only one. The only one that I think I might have had wrong in my head was that I thought if I dated a Christian, it would be really, really cool and everything would be great.
Oh, that was your fantasy?
Yeah, it was an assumption.
I think it's because you didn't have that.
Yeah.
So
I thought, dating a Christian would be fantastic and stuff like that. The first Christian I dated... the first Christian I dated, I was like, really? This is it? Yeah. I don't know where I had this flipping idea in my head that we was just going to get along like a house on fire and Jesus said, sang to the middle. That's what I had in my head. And obviously dated a guy who wasn't as Christian as he taught himself to be. Then to actually now be in a relationship with a Christian, And it's like, I feel like it's a lot more work dating a Christian, because you're both intentional about your transformation.
So
everybody has to acknowledge their areas of development, their areas of improvement, and then working on it with God to be better people. So it's actually more realer, and there's realer. What is that even English?
More real.
It's more real, and you're both more actively present. And you're both having to seek God about the condition of your heart towards each other.
And God gonna convict your ass.
Convict you. Like, God's gonna convict. And I think for me, I went through a phase where I was doing this thing where I was stubborn. Like, I'm keeping it real. I was stubborn. I'd be like, God, I'm pissed off. He done this, he done that. I'll be hella mad. And then you're so mad. And then I'll be talking to God, but I'm like, how can I be in God's presence and be so mad and the love of God not soften my heart? And I had to learn, don't laugh, bruv. This is dying to self, man. Like,
that's it. That's
it. And I had to learn to be like, you know what? Lord, like, let your love fill my heart. Do you know what I mean? Let your love fill my heart. Let your love change me. And I want to be kinder. And I want to be an extension of God's love in this person's life. Do you know what I mean? So because I want to be an extension of God's love, I might be mad at you, but I'm still going to give you food. Do you get what I'm saying? I might be mad at you. I'm still going to buy you the gift I wanted to buy you. Do you get what I'm saying? Even in the midst of the madness that I have, I'm still going to do it. And where, like, for me, the one way I've learned that I have to be graceful. And for me, some people think grace is being soft and graceful. No, graceful is choosing to actually allow that person into the same space where they disappointed you.
Allow them to make mistakes.
In that same space where they pissed you off and where they annoyed you. That's being graceful. That's my interpretation. Please don't come at me. I'm not Google, okay? So that's how I see it. But what was my point? Being Christian.
I think what we were saying in the beginning about advice and context. So I would understand what they mean if you was like trying to give advice not to date someone of the world. It is better to date someone that is in Christ. So on that front, I agree. However, we're all human and we're all flawed, and it's like a lot of people say that, oh, God told me this person is my husband and you need confirmation and stuff like that, but then these are the same people that break up. But I thought God told you.
God's confirmation doesn't change anything.
God can bring two people together, right? But it's up to the individuals whether that works.
Period.
That is it.
God promised
it's not God's responsibility, it's ours.
He promised the children of Israel flipping the promised land. It took them 40 years to get there because they had issues amongst themselves. Like, it was their issue to get there. Do you get what I'm saying? But yeah, going on Breeny's point, I think as a Christian, it's important to date someone else of the same faith. Do you know what I mean? Someone who believes in God, someone that definitely believes in the work. You'll be surprised how many Christians don't believe in the workings of the Holy Spirit in this day and age. Someone that believes in...
You can be unequally yoked in a Christian relationship.
Very much so. Very much so. Don't get it twisted. So I think it's important to also be with somebody who is intentionally working to make the word of God flesh in their life. Someone that just doesn't go to church and hears it, but someone that takes the word and practices it
and applies it.
Someone that has a teachable spirit. That is key. Humble. Because if they can learn from God, they can listen to you.
Exactly. Because you be there praying for your husband and being like, please God, change him, and then he's just meanwhile eating his sausages and beans, and
because he ain't even listening to God.
He ain't listening to God. He ain't gonna hear your prayers.
Do you know what I mean? You're gonna hear so I think that's that's one thing I really wanted to cover. It's important to be with somebody of the same faith, simply because if God is working in you, God is also working in them. And you both changed at the same pace. Do you know what I mean? Change and
it's also really nice. Iron sharpens iron at the end of the day. 100%. It's like nice to bounce off things. Like 100%. Me and my partner would go to like Christian conferences, go to church together, listen to the word together, worship together. So it's like nice to have what is really important to you be really important to them, and you both come together and it's really important, and it's a really foundational part of the relationship. And like even like prayer, and like even when you guys like aren't getting on, or like you or you fall or you sin or whatever, you guys both having the same convictions as well. That it is important to have.
And I think it's important, if obviously as Christians we shouldn't be fornicating. And I think if you're gonna do, because some Christians, you'll be surprised, don't actually believe in no sex before marriage.
Yeah.
Some actually are happy to be fornicating. I'm glad I can't say it. Some Christians are happy to be fornicating. So if you're gonna date another Christian, make sure that they're on the same path of purity as you. Yeah. That they also prioritize purity in the same way that you do, so that it's not like you're dragging them along into a purity journey that they don't even want to go to. Yeah. Because they don't think that sex is a problem. Yeah.
But also going back to that point, there's not having sex, and then there's purity. Purity is what we're seeking. We're not seeking not to have sex. We're seeking to be pure before God. Yes. And I think that just because someone says, "Oh, I'm not having sex," does not mean that they're pure in their heart.
Important.
But as a couple, you both should be striving for purity and to please God.
And I think purity of the heart is the main thing, because like you can have a state of purity in your heart, and you might peck them in a way that you should have not have. I'm cutting this out.
Should have not. I'll leave that in there.
I think for me, anyways, purity of the heart is far more important than any other thing. Like because someone has genuinely pure intentions towards other people is important. Going back to Breeny's point that she was saying before, just because someone is nice to you doesn't mean they're a nice person. Do you know what I mean? We know as Christians that no one is good but God, but someone who practices kindness, godliness, goodness towards other people is the sort of person to consider.
Fruit of the Spirit, really, because it shows evidence that the Spirit is in you. That's why you're producing this fruit. 100%. You're not forcing yourself to be nice, or you're just coming out of you because God's Spirit is in you.
100%. But yeah, that was that. How do we close this?
I just feel like we should be realistic. I feel like having standards is absolutely amazing. I think you should definitely know what you're looking for in a person.
What about the qualities list? I have a list in my phone of Breeny's quality traits of her man.
I mentioned that in my video.
Do you?
Yeah.
Did you get rid of it?
No, I actually read it out.
Really?
Yeah,
I still have it in my phone, you know, from like 5 years ago.
I know. I actually read it out in my video. On my video, what's my video title?
I'm just gonna link these videos.
Why you should throw away your list, basically.
I'm gonna link them.
And I listed off the 100 things that I asked for. But the funny thing is, like, when I look at my partner now, most of the things are on my list. He has it. And it's like, people say, "Oh, you should be more realistic." I don't think you should be realistic about the desires of your heart, because God put them in you for a reason. There's a reason why I wanted someone that was kind. There's a reason why I wanted someone that was financially stable. Do you know what I mean? Because this person has to complement you. That has to complement your vision. So it's like, these things aren't just shallow things. It's like things that you actually need to be able to progress. So I think having lists are good.
It's like a guiding point.
They're guiding, and so now you know who to say bye-bye to and who to say hello to. But you definitely shouldn't, like, you shouldn't get so fixated on the list that it's like you're seeing someone like like, you shouldn't be so rigid about it. It's more for you to kind of be able to navigate through relationships and don't end up with Bozo the clown. You want Boaz, not Bozo.
Bozo is his cousin from the farm. From the farm.
Peasant.
But yeah, yes, reality versus expectations. But yes.
Wait, I need to ask you a question.
Okay. Oh gosh, flip! I'm cutting this out. What's the question?
I don't even know. Let me think.
Oh god, that was a nice question. If you don't ask me a nice question, I'm not filming you again.
Okay, what is one thing you wish you did to prepare for your relationship?
Wow. One thing. I don't know.
Think about it then.
I actually don't know. What's the one thing I wish I'd done to prepare for my relationship? Not dating my last ex.
That's real talk though.
Like what? Not the one thing if I could delete my last relationship, that's the only form of preparation. I genuinely feel like that's it. Is that wrong?
No, I think that's normal. And
what's the one thing you would have done?
I think I would have tried to like not date so many people and
so like on the same page.
Yeah, I was like, because you don't realize how much these things actually affect you in your current relationship as well. And like, even like having dramas about exes from the past and stuff like that, like you don't realize
drama.
You don't realize you don't realize how much those things affect you, and you think I'm single, living my best life, I'm just gonna date this person, just gonna talk to this person, just gonna flirt with this person, and you just feel like, oh, it's nothing. What you do when you're single really doesn't matter. So never feel like, oh, I'm single so I can do whatever I want. No, because it will catch up to you. And that's what my video is. This video gonna be on Sunday?
Yeah, I'm putting it out.
I mean Valentine's Day. Yeah. So you can head over to my channel, and I've got a video on
sex.
No, not yet. I've got my videos on things that how to prepare for a relationship.
Ooh,
basically. Yeah.
Nice. She's the perfect person to prepare you guys for relationships, to be honest, because I don't think I had enough time to prepare for relationships. I don't think I did.
But we move.
We move. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for watching.
Comment, like, and subscribe.
Yes, I'm working on that. Comment, like, and subscribe.
And tell Vivian what you guys want to see from her channel. She has a lot. I feel like she talk about like feminism and Christianity. She's been pushing for this subject. This is not the first time we've met. Of course, you have to do it. I'm gonna talk about it. I'm waiting. You're waiting. So you can share it with your fellows. My fellows. Your fellows. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. We have another video together. We do. We're gonna change our top. Love God, love yourself, and love others. Bye. Okay. Are we in focus? It's super bright. Wow, why is it so pale? Are we in focus? Babe, the top of your hair is missing. But then you... Or not. Okay, ready? Right, yeah. Alright. Let me try one pillow. Oh god. Oh gosh, it's been like 4 years since we've been in front of the camera. Yeah, together. Flip. Last time I did on my channel was on depression. Depression? Are we depressed? No, we're very happy. I'm happy. Alright, cool.